Okay, so today we're going to show how we can divide fractions when my denominators are different. Our models only work when our denominators are the same because I want to be taking things and splitting them up into equal sized pieces. So I have to remember what I know about equivalent fractions. So if I have 2/3 and 1/4, I want to make them so they both have the same denominator. So I think about 3 and 4. I know I can turn both of those into 12. So I want to figure out 2/3 is how many 12s? Well, to turn a 3 into a 12, I multiply by 4. So I'm going to also multiply the numerator by 4. So 2/3 is the same as 8/12. When I have 1/4, I want to turn that again into a 12 as well because I want to make my denominators the same for both of them. So 4 times 3 is 12. So I would do 1 times 3 is 3. So now I'm looking at the problem of 8/12 divided by 3/12. Now I can do my models like what I was practicing yesterday. So I'm going to draw my large box and I'm going to split it into 12 pieces because my problem is talking about 12. So that's how many pieces I want. So if I cut this in half, I now have 2 pieces. If I cut each half into half, I now have fourths. And now I'm going to cut each of my fourths into thirds because I will then have 12 pieces. I'm going to shade in 8 of them because it tells me I have 8 out of 12 pieces. So I'm going to color in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to make 8/12. From there, I need to make groups of 3/12 because my first number in my fraction problem, division problem, tells me the size, my total amount, and my second one tells me how many I want in each group. So if I want 3/12 in a group, I can say, okay, 1, 2, 3. These 3 make one group. 1, 2, 3. These 3 make a second group. I don't have enough for a third group. I only have 2 left. So right now I know I have 2 whole numbers because I had 2 whole groups. I had 1 whole group, 2 whole groups. I have 2 left in this last group, so that's going to be my numerator, but I wanted 3 in a group, so I have 2 out of the 3 that I needed, so I would say that's 2 2/3. Real quick, if I want to do this in the multiplication method, so if I start back with my original problem of 2/3 divided by 1/4, if I just do my turn into a multiplication method, I don't need to find a common denominator. That's only if I'm doing a model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2/3 divided by 1/4. I'm going to keep my first fraction the same. I'm going to take my second one and find its reciprocal by flipping the numerator and denominator. And then from there, I'm going to change this into a multiplication problem. So now I can do 2 times 4 is 8. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I just totally got you probably confused there. When I did that, that should have been a 1 on the bottom, not a 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. Got always make sure, double check your numbers. As you can see, it's really easily to write down a wrong number. So when I do this math, now I have 8/3. Remember, we know how to change our improper fractions into mixed numbers. I always want to do this when my numerator is bigger than my denominator. So 3 can go into 8 2 times. I subtract 6 because 3 times 2 is 6, and I get a remainder of 2. So my whole number on top, that is my whole number out in front. My remainder is my numerator, and my denominator stays a 3. So I can do 2 2/3 if I make that check mark. When we compare our work and our answers, you should see here I got 2 2/3 no matter which method I used. That is how you would divide fractions when you don't have the same denominator.